Hi there. Today we'll be showing you how to export from Rhino 8 to Foveate. Let's get started. Alright, so here we have our beautiful CAD model in Rhino. This is a office building educational space. Rhino 8 has a built-in GLTF/GLB exporter. If you don't know what that file format is, basically it is a 3D file format that's designed to be as easily shareable as possible and render it with PBR, which stands for photo realistically based rendering based materials. So if you go into Rhino and you look at the materials here and you make let's say a new material, you can pick create physically based material from texture file. That's where you can go to a website like Polyhaven, for example, and create textures or create materials from groups of textures that will render more physically. So physically based stuff will look more realistic. So if you go into render view, you can see what this will look like. So with Rhino 8, it now has this built-in export I was talking about. So if we go to export with origin, and select everything here. We'll use the world origin for export. And then we'll pick here GLB. Now there's both GLTF and GLB. GLB is the binary format, which is smaller. So we'll just use that. And we'll actually pick this to be UCNM 1. And then you can check the options here. We want to leave these checked, export materials, map Rhino Z to GLTFY because they have different up directions. I like to leave these off, mostly because default layers in Rhino are black, so they'll end up rendering black if you check this box here, use display color. So that'll just make it hard to see. And then we don't need to change anything here. And then for compression, you can turn Draco on. This will do mesh compression, and Foveate can read this, so it's fine to leave it on. Certain apps can't accept that compression, so just keep that in mind. We'll press OK, save, and now we'll export. Now the great thing about Rhino 8 is that the GLB exporter is super fast. So now we can go here to Foveate, and we'll make a new scene. Okay, we have our empty scene here. Now let's go find our, take this file, just drag and drop it in. Foveate will automatically recognize that Draco mesh compression, and then it will do a bunch of optimizations under the hood to make this file appear. Okay, so now we have our beautiful model here. You can turn off the ground, go into scene settings, and let's change this background to something a little bit cooler. We'll take this airfield day, for example. We can also change maybe some post-processing settings if we wanted to increase the ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is basically the same thing as Arctic mode Rhino. And we want to go inside of this building to make our moments. So let's press first person here. Then we can use left click to look around, and WASD to move around, just like a video game. Alright, so let's find an interesting place inside of this model. Okay, this is looking pretty good. The main lobby. We'll make our first moment here, looking up the stairs. Compress button here. This create moment. We'll call this lobby view. Then we can head up the stairs and look down from here. And we can call this stairs view. Now for every moment, they have a whole bunch of settings, so we could attach, let's say, a render here if we want to drag and drop an image in. We had a drawing, I want to attach with that as a PDF, and I'll adjust the FOV a little bit wider here because we're inside, and increase the amount of time it takes to get to this moment from the last one. Go back to lobby view. We'll do the same thing, increase the FOV, increase the length. Then as we press play, we'll automatically create the camera animations between the two moments and update the annotations. Okay, now that's presentable, I can invite somebody from my team. It's taking in here. Now he will be added as an editor to this scene, so I can just either copy this link and share it with him, or I could just copy this and share it with him. And now that I've added him to this list, this scene will also appear on his dashboard. So we'll just call this UCNN. All right. Now, if you want to replace this asset, say you're updating this in the future, you can just click this, press replace file, and you'll be able to pick a new one. And this will instantly get replaced with the old one. That was a quick overview of Rhino to Foveate.